You ever felt like maybe God was calling you to do something? You heard a sermon, you were even in a casual conversation, the lyrics to a song or a line in a movie, and something just resonates in you. And you feel like maybe God is tapping you on the shoulder about something. And then we go home and we assess our situation. And we look at ourselves in the mirror and we say, okay, yeah, that ain't me. Because I'm too old or I'm too young. We look at our circumstances, our surroundings, and we say, yeah, God doesn't use people like me. I'm too much of this and not enough of that. And I'm insignificant. I'm too poor. I don't have my stuff together. Look at me. Barely graduated high school. Probably shouldn't have. Teachers just wanted me out. God doesn't use people like me. We need to stop. We need to take a look throughout history at who God has used. Look at Moses, the shepherd, kind of resolved to ride off into the sunset in insignificance as a shepherd. He's gone through enough in his past. He's good. Just gonna ride this out. Yep, gonna ride it out until my time comes. And God said, hey, you need to lead my people. You're going to be the deliverer. And Moses argued, yeah, I'm not even a good speaker. Nobody's going to follow. Nobody's going to listen to this guy. So, yeah, there's got to be somebody else out there. And God said, no, you're the one. Let's go. David, little snot-nosed shepherd boy, kicking around, slinging rocks around out in the pasture. And God said, you're going to be the next king of Israel. And anointed him to be a great king of Israel. Gideon, that's a great story. Gideon, he's hiding in a wine press, fearing for his life from the enemies of God. He is hiding. And God says, Gideon, you mighty man of valor. Huh? Seriously. Dude's hiding, fearing for his life. And God calls him a mighty man of valor? Yeah. A guy named Saul was out persecuting the church, doing everything he could, rallying and railing against the church of God in Jesus Christ, persecuting people. He was there. The young man named Saul was there when Stephen was murdered. He was involved. He was at least an accessory to the murder of one of the church leaders, Stephen. And he had a Damascus Road incident where he had the Damascus Road incident. He was knocked to the ground by the light of Jesus Christ. And God said, you're going to come preach the gospel. That guy? Seriously? Yeah. That's who God used. And look, time and again, God uses the foolish things to confound the mind of the wise. He uses things that appear weak. And maybe it's the ultimate left-handed compliment. You're just weak enough. You're just insignificant enough for God to use. How's that? That is awesome is how that is. And it's because we can't get caught up in ourselves and our own abilities and our pride and our worth and think, okay, now I'm good enough for God to use. Nuh-uh. No. You're just poor enough for God to use. We are just insignificant enough, just weak enough for God to use, so that it will be Him that is glorified. so that it will be Him that is magnified. His strength is shown in our weakness. So when you hear that call, when you've got that tap on your shoulder and you know, and even if it's years gone by, that you know God called you to do something and you put it to the side because you weren't that guy. You are that guy or that gal that God has called to do something. And it's not about you. That's the beauty of it. It's about Him and His strength. Because here's the reality of it. If you're the richest person on the planet, I don't care who you are, how big of a pile of money you have. You got everything. You got 10-car garage, and you've got bathroom fixtures made out of gold. Go ahead and show your pile of money to God. Look at what I've got. It's insignificant to Him. He's got all the riches of heaven and earth. They're all His. Your little stack of money is nothing. Your ability, He gave it to you, first of all. And in comparison to Him, the almighty living God, it's nothing. We bring nothing to the table. He brings it all. He gives us our gifts and talents and abilities to use to glorify Him. He gives us just enough to get that job done, so that we are completely reliant on Him throughout. So that it's not about us, it's about Him. And it is His glory that we seek. You've had that call. You've had that tap on the shoulder and that word that resonated in you. I'm telling you, it's time to kindle afresh the gift of God. It's time to brush off the dust, pull whatever it was out of the closet, and say, yeah, okay, God. Even as Isaiah said it, I'm a man of unclean lips. I'm amongst a perverse generation. And the angel of God took that coal in the tongs, touched it to his lips, and God said, who will go for us? Whom shall we send? And Isaiah said, here am I. Send me. God's saying that right now. Who will go for us? Whom shall we send? What's our response? I'm not ready. I'm not that guy. I'm not that woman. Or here am I. Lord, send me. Don't look at your own strengths and abilities. Don't look at your inabilities and weaknesses. Look at God. The one who called you, the one who created you, the one who put all that is in you in you. Look to Him and answer the call. Here am I, Lord, send me. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time. My name is Brad. I appreciate you. God bless you.